This is a hack for how you change and how you're destroyed. It works both ways. A change in thinking leads to a change in feelings, and a change in feelings leads to a change in doing, all right? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about a conflict in a marriage, okay? So let's say that you're having some marriage conflict right now, and the conflict revolves, you're the guy and your wife, you know, she's not doing what you want. Oh, it's so terrible. And she's not showing up in the way that you feel like she should. She's not giving you the attention. You're like third or fourth on the, level of like where engagement should be. You're feeling neglected, and you start thinking some things. You start thinking things like, well, man, why is she always like, why am I always last place in her life? She doesn't seem to want to do the things that I want to do. She doesn't seem to be engaged anymore. I mean, when we first got together, everything was passionate and wonderful and great, and now it just seems like it's boring. Like you're thinking all these. This is what you're thinking about your wife. And when you're thinking these things about your wife, you start feeling things like about her too. You start thinking things like this. Well, man, I'll tell you what, if she's gonna feel that way, I'm gonna feel that way too. I don't think I like her a whole lot either. Super healthy. And then once you start feeling that way, you start doing things, right, differently. You start thinking things like thinking these things, feeling these things, and then doing things differently. Well, if she's gonna be like that, then I'm just gonna go do something else, and I'm gonna take care of myself, and it's not gonna be any problem. I'll just do this, or I'm gonna get so angry at her, I'm gonna have a confrontation, it's gonna be a big deal. Man, and that leads to a change in doing. And all that stuff, that's down the road that leads to destruction of your marriage. But here's the thing. When you and I are in conflict, or we feel conflict, whether it's with our spouse or our business partner or our friends or just somebody on the street, we don't first start thinking about them, we start thinking about first ourselves. And I don't mean in a selfish way. What I mean is this, we ask ourselves, what are my thoughts about her lately? Maybe my thoughts need to change about that. Maybe I can look at this and I can go, you know what? She is actually really pulled in multiple different directions right now. Like there's all kinds of stuff going on right now in her world. She really seems tired, right? And as I start thinking about the things that she's going through and the hard things that she's got in front of her, my feelings for her start changing, right? Now I start thinking, oh my gosh. Yeah, I haven't been aware or in tune because we'll go to work and we'll do our thing. We'll go out and then we come back and everything's not the way that we want it to be. And we start thinking bad thoughts. Now we start choosing different paths. We go, you know what, she does have a lot on her plate. Maybe I could be able to change some of this stuff. We start feeling differently, which leads to different doing. We make changes. These things work in both directions. They can lead to good things or they can lead to bad things, but this is the way in which I have learned to change. You have to change the way you think. That will automatically start changing the way you feel, and that will change the way you start doing. So again, cameras out. Here's where we go. Here we go. 3 questions before you start to argue. Number 1, what's the content of my thoughts about this person? What's the content of my thought? You really need to take a step back and examine, how have I been thinking about him? How have I been thinking about her, right? How have these thoughts made me feel? Not, what are they doing? He makes me so mad. She makes me so mad. Your feelings are the result of your thoughts, not what they did. The next thing, how have my feelings changed the way I behave towards them? And now, once we get to the 3rd question right there, we can look at ourselves and go, yeah, I'm not behaving really well. And that's a place of repentance, and that's a place of sorrow, and that's a place of humility. And when we go into repentance and sorrow and humility in the relationship, it begins to change. Now I can change my thoughts, and it goes back and forth like this over and over and over again. And here's what we're looking for. Here's the goal. Truth-telling in our relationships without contempt. Did you know that psychological research says that contempt is the #1 indicator of divorce in the future? Contempt. I despise you. And marriage is hard, life is hard, relationships are hard. And so what we're looking for as followers of Jesus is truth without contempt.